It's interesting today, that we have so many things about service. And this has been on my mind. I shared it yesterday in men's after you left on that. And, so much about service, how Christ came to serve, not to be served. And it was kind of on my mind. And then we have Julia that's going to be serving in Rwanda halfway across the world. And the impact that you make on people even of another country and totally in another sphere of things. So bless you in that endeavor, and we'll pray for you a little bit. So I'd like to look at John, if you have your Bible, it's John 13, 1 through 17. John 13, 1 through 17. And here we get into Jesus washing his disciples' feet. It was interesting today when I just came in the door today, and Mary says to me, David, would you mind checking the men's bathroom? We didn't have a chance to get that, looked at from Thursday night. And it brought up a memory to me a few churches ago. One of our requirements was that everybody that was part of the body, the believers there, had to take a month that they were responsible for cleaning the restroom. And I thought, what a great way to show servitude. Because who's greatest in the kingdom? Ones who serve. And so there's a great blessing. So take heart when you listen to this. John 13, 1 through 17. It was just before the Passover festival. Yeshua knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, Lord, are you going to wash my feet? Jesus replied, you do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand. No, said Peter, you shall never wash my feet. Jesus answered, unless I wash your feet, you'll have no part with me. Then, Lord, Simon Peter replied, not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well. Jesus answered, those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you, as Judas. For he knew who was going to betray him, and that was why he said not everyone was clean. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. Do you understand what I've done for you? He asked. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now when I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do this as I have done this for you. Very truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you'll be blessed if you do them. So Yeshua was washing them as a sign of cleansing them. It was foreshadowing of the blood that he would shed that cleanses us from all unrighteousness. But the physical act of servitude is what he also imparts to us in this lesson. That we're called not to just be partakers of the goodness of God in life, but to share the goodness that he's given us. And I was saying yesterday to Mike, I believe I was talking, I was saying that every one of you has certain giftings, certain things that God has given you that make you unique, like the song that we sang earlier, that each of us is unique in our own way. But we're called to share those things, not just to keep them for ourselves, You know, we're called to be that light that doesn't hide under a bushel basket. Share the things. Be a servant to one another. God's blessings will fall as a result of that. Not while you do it. You don't do it to be blessed, but you automatically be blessed as you do those things. So be a servant and share with others. And you know, that's also why we're called to be a body of believers, and we're called to assemble, to come to church, because if we don't come, we're not in each other's presence. How can we help each other? And how do we help each other with service? It's not, sometimes it can be financially, like with Julia going to Africa, we can help her with some money that we might be able to save for her. We can all help her through prayer. We can help each other through prayer for healing, like we're going to be doing in a minute. That's not just meant for the few. It's meant for everybody. We can help through the gifts that we can do, whether they're woodworking or fixing a car or laying in a floor or helping with instruction of something. Whatever you're gifted in, share those gifts with one another because God has given you those freely. Freely give them. All right, so we're going to share some healing right now, time of healing. And I would